Because all jobs are kind of just sending PDFs. That's kind of what all jobs are. Like, so like, you over here, like, what's your job? Sending PDFs.
You guys know the phrase, it's always the quiet ones? You know that phrase? Yeah? You're learned people. So if you, let's say you work with a colleague, Susan and Alan, right? You have a male colleague, female colleague. Susan and Alan and Susan. If someone says, well, it's always the quiet ones about Susan, that means that Susan is a bit sexy, generally. Right? She got off with someone at the work drinks on Friday. Someone stumbled across her dating profile and it's pretty saucy. You know, she went on a swingers cruise. I don't know, something like that. Susan's a bit of a dark horse, it turns out. Susan, it's always the quiet ones, isn't it, Susan? Oh. Alan, if you come into work and someone goes, do you hear about Alan? Oh, it's always the quiet ones, isn't it? Alan killed Susan.
Any traffic wardens in? Yeah, of course not. They're out collecting souls for Satan, aren't they? I hate traffic wardens. I think they're the worst people in the world. Have you noticed that traffic wardens can only have a good day if they up yours? Huh? I got a ticket on my car outside my house last week, outside my place of peace and rest. Huh? Well, I live in Croydon, so it's not that peaceful, right? But that's not the point. That's not the point. The point is that I saw the man put the ticket on my car, and he didn't put the ticket on my car with respect. No. The man put the ticket on my car like this. Yeah, like he was Tinkerbell's gynecologist. I was livid. I was fuming. I ran down the stairs so fast, my breast came out, my bra hit me in the face, felt like I was getting jumped, right? There was a lot happening. And I got to my gate, and I saw the man running and skipping down the street. He even gave it one of these, right? He was having a fantastic time. And I chased after him. I said, excuse me, sir. Excuse me, what are you doing? And he just looked at me, and he didn't say anything. So I said, okay. Okay. Do you feel like a big man? Do you, yeah? Do you feel like you've accomplished something, yeah? And this man looked at me and he said, yes. So I lost it, I'll be honest. I said, this is why your mum don't love you, your dad don't love you. Yeah, probably a virgin with your micro penis. You, I did. I was upset. And this man looked me in my eye, and he said, shut your dirty, stinking mouth, you dirty pig. And he was English, so I have no idea where the accent came from. Honestly, completely.
I used to teach English out in China, and they've got internet censorship out there. I don't think the kids over there are happier not growing up with social media. You go to China, it's crazy, you know, YouTube's blocked, Facebook's blocked, Google is blocked, but Bing is not blocked. That's how crap Bing is. The Chinese government, when they were blocking all these sites to restrict information, do we need to block Bing? And they went, no, you can't find on Bing. Now, you type, what is democracy into Bing? Bing's like, that's a long word, man. You type Tiananmen Square massacre into Bing. Bing's like, Tiananmen Square, I don't know that shape.
I think the idea of work is absurd. Like, you have to work in order to live. You know, you have to work in order to live. You have to make money in order to live. And I'm like, I'm just alive. I'm just alive. I didn't ask to be here, and now I'm doing admin. I didn't ask to be here, and now I'm sending PDFs. Because all jobs are kind of just sending PDFs. That's kind of what all jobs are. Like, so like, you over here, like, what's your job? Sending PDFs. Like, you over here, like, what's your job? Receiving PDFs. Receiving them is half of it. It's half of it. And, like, just the fact that you can have a salary for sending PDFs. And I'm like, I really think that my salary should be higher. For the amount of PDFs that I send. And there's so much salary disparity for sending PDFs. So, like, say there's two people, both of you, like, send, like, 8 PDFs a day. One of you's on 60K. One of you's on 18K. That's ridiculous, right? I think that is bananas. Like, so I resent the fact that I have to work. But say if I was on a date with someone and they were like, yeah, I'm actually like in between jobs right now, I'd be like, goodbye. Like, what, you can't send a PDF? It's not hard. And I know that's wrong. That's wrong, but like, I just can't help it. I'm like a product of hustle culture. Like, I can't help it. Because I work in an office and I've never really felt comfortable in an office. I don't know how much personality like you're allowed to have, before it becomes a distraction. I work in an office and I just hate all the that people say to you in an office. You know, like, good morning. I know it's morning. I came in, didn't I? I've got a watch because I've got a job now. I know the time. Don't rub the morning in my face. Basically, I'm too woke for work. That's my issue with it. I'm too woke for email. Why are you emailing me? Say that to my face. There's all this email etiquette that I just don't really understand. Like, why do I have to tell you thanks when I sent you something? Here's that report you wanted. Thanks. Nah. Here's that report you wanted. You're welcome. Like, sometimes co-workers put X's on the end of their emails, and I'm like, excuse me? What the are you doing? Should I call HR? Like, what's going on? Like, because I don't roll like that, right? Like, I don't even put X's on the end of texts. I send to people I'm like, someone has to die for me to send an X. Sorry, your mom died X. I think that's normal. But they'll be like, hey, Mary, can I get the main meeting room? X. What are you trying to do in there? So I've been working for a while now, I've gotten accustomed to it. And so, I'm back at work. And this time, if someone sends an email and there's no X at the end, I'm like, what the has changed? Like, what, you don't have X with me anymore? Like, what's happened? But one of the worst things that someone can email me at work is, will it be done by end of play? Why are you playing? We're supposed to be at work.
I'm kind of getting to an age now where I kind of think that I have to decide what my life goal is. And to be honest, I think I've always sort of known what my destiny is, but I've always been too embarrassed just to come out and say it because it's not something that I should want. But I feel very strongly about it. I am going to tell you guys tonight, I really believe that personally, like, I was born and put on this planet because it's my destiny to one day be a MILF. And that is what I want. I want a kitchen island. And for my son's friends to imagine me on it. I don't see what's so wrong with that, Do you ever wonder, I kind of think Victorian women had it all, Like, just bonnets and fun. They just had no work. And then I think what happened was that, around the turn of the century, all of these activists, mouthy bitches, came along. And those posters that are like, we can do it. Put us in the factories. We can... Shut the up. Why did they do that? Because now, 2,000 years later, or whenever the it was... I have to be in a Microsoft Teams meeting. Are you joking? Some things are progress and some things are just bullying.
I work as a junior doctor in the NHS. Thank you so much. 2 years ago, that was a standing ovation, but I'll take that. That's cool, man. I'll with that. But being a comic comics got me some fans, though. I had a guy put tickets to see me because, and I quote, it's the quickest way to get a doctor's appointment. At mid-show, he was hitting me with all these medical heckles. He was like, oh, I'm wheezing. And the wickedest thing is, symptoms of medical emergencies actually encourage a comic. So when we're doing really well on stage, all we want to hear is I can't breathe. You're killing me. Which is a for me, because the doctor means that, rah, should I go help? But the comic in me is like, nah, keep going. Don't stop till you hear them say, I'm dead. I'm deceased. And here, that's great. But here at work, I up. Do you see my problem? But when you graduate med school, you got to do something called foundation training. It's where you do a few different jobs to get a feel for what you may like to do in the future. And one of the most popular jobs during that period is something called geriatrics. And it's good to have some of you guys with us today. And we just had a pandemic, man. Congratulations. And I shouldn't be telling you guys this Comedy Central, but I'm going to let you guys in on a little secret. So anytime any of your patients gets cremated, obviously after they've died, you get an £82 check, 4 scores and some more. And they call that ash cash. Telling you for real, man, 82 quid for throwing a corpse in a furnace. And obviously, I want to make it clear, Comedy Central, we don't do the throwing ourselves. I've asked, they won't let us. But what ash cash begs the question, whose side are we really on? Because on the side of life, they don't pay NHS staff enough. But on the side of death, they're giving out bonuses. So what type of do they want to see? I had a friend called Gerald who started the geriatrics, and I hate to break it to you, Comedy Central, he was making a killing. They started calling him Harold because he was shipping so many men to the morgue. And I said, look, man, we have to keep you off the wards to keep those patients safe. Then I started on geriatrics, and my fortune's done a 180. I started using words I didn't know was in my vernacular, like, keep the change. I started saying words I'd never said before. And I was enjoying the money. Then out of nowhere, in 2016, the BMA, that's the Junior Doctors Union, announced that junior doctors were striking because we weren't happy with our pay. I said, first of all, there's no meat in we. You ain't gonna up my ash cash tray. And second of all, if we all strike, who's gonna look after the patients, huh? Who's gonna do that? That's why I didn't strike during that period. I stayed behind and I collected those checks. That's why these kicks right here are courtesy of Maureen, man. Courtesy of... What, man? I take footsteps in her memory every day, man. Also... a bit dark, but whatever.
So, I work for the NHS. I'm a pharmacist. All right, thank you for the, meekest cheers. Do you know how my Sudanese parents pronounce pharmacist? Not doctor. We're not respected. We're not, are we? You're a pharmacist. We're not respected as pharmacists. And I don't get why, because I literally have your lives in my hands. One day, I can snap. And it only takes one extra tablet. And I'm a pharmacist, I can make it untraceable. I can. No, but we get really, really disrespected. People always ask me, why do you want to be a pharmacist? Is it because you love chemistry? Is it because you love customer facing? I'm like, no, I would have dealt meth for a living if that was the case. Do you know what I mean? But we are really, really disrespected. Only the other week, I had a regular patient, come into the pharmacy, and she was like, where's my medication? And I was like, I've had to contact your doctor. I don't think it's right for you. And she goes, well, I think my doctor knows more than an overpaid shopkeeper. I was like, well, Susan, your doctor prescribed you penicillin, and you're penicillin allergic. So unless your doctor's Harold Shipman... We all know who Harold Shipman is, don't we? All right then. Sicko. For those who don't know, Harold Shipman was a GP that lethally dosed over 250 women. Now, I did a bit of research on this guy, and I found out all of his victims were white, so I looked on the bright side, at least he's not racist. But, do you know... Before I carry on, my worst patients are the ones that come in with 10 prescriptions of 10 items, and I tell them, you know what, this is going to take about 10, 15 minutes. And they're like, 10, 15 minutes? I don't have all day. I'm like, well, judging by your prescriptions, I don't think you have until the end of the afternoon, love.
I thought my comedy career was taking off debatable, so... I quit my job rather foolishly before the cost of living crisis. Don't you guys say love is the best medicine? And I say if you're making a living by making people laugh, you can't afford to buy medicine, right? Get it? So I really miss being in a high income tax bracket so much. I don't care about the comedy thing anymore. I want to go back to the corporate world. Just give me a job. I don't really care. The problem is, if you do comedy for too long, you always want to crack a joke. And that's really damaging when you are doing an interview, innit? That's what I describe as a great British fake-off, right? I'll give you an example. An interview, they will ask you stupid question like, where do you see yourself in 5 years? And my true thoughts, you don't even know where this country is going in 5 years' time. You don't even know this planet gonna explode in 5 years' time. How dare you ask me that question? Second example, in a recent interview I went, and he was looking at my CV, and the interviewer went so, you describe on your CV, your best quality is perseverance. Now, give me an example of you being able to persevere with a project when everyone else has pretty much given up. And I thought, what the hell is a perseverance? I don't know the English word because I didn't write my CV, you know? I just sent it to Bangalore and paid $20. And they were very specific. Dollars, only dollars. They don't want British pounds because they're worthless, okay? So I'm like, why would you sabotage my interview with such a big word? And then the interviewer went on. Now, give me an example of you being able to persevere with the project, like I said. And I thought, thank you for explaining perseverance to me. Otherwise, I wouldn't know what to say. And he pressed on. An example? Have you got an example? And I thought, oh, yes, I still play Pokemon Go every day. Right! But he didn't think so. So there I was fully prepared for my second interview, except they caught me by surprise. They asked me the question not from a list. They say, give me an example of you being able to comply with health and safety regulations. Interview question is that. I mean, I know you have people working on the oil field before the back house accountant. Seriously? And he pressed, give me an example. And I say, fine, I always use a condom, right? He didn't think so. So my conclusion is I am still jobless. This doesn't pay much. Can someone refer to me to a good job interview?
So I used to work for one company in Japan, and I almost got depression because I had to work with horrible people for 26 hours, 7 long hours. But I couldn't leave the job because I didn't want to be called a quitter, and I was so loyal to the people, even though they were. But one day I realized it's the time to leave, so I told my boss, Mom, Mom, I'm gonna leave the job. And she was like, off.